like that question because do we have the power? Yes, we do. We all have a circle of influence. We have things that we can influence. We can influence, first and foremost, ourselves. There's a management tool that talks about the circle of influence. That's the one that we can influence, and the circle of concern, the one that we can't influence. For instance, we cannot influence the weather.
Absolutely.
No matter who we are, we would love it to be sunny, we would love it to be warm. We cannot do anything about it. We wake up and deal with the weather that we find. So there are things like those that we cannot influence. In the very same way, we may not be able to influence some things like the turnout of the court case yesterday, for instance. Some of us wanted Azimio, others wanted Ruto. But it happened the way it happened. Now we have to deal with it. So we may not have influenced that despite, even when we voted hoping, but we have to accept the outcome. So there are things that we may not influence, but we can influence how we react, how we respond by being proactive. And that's why I'm saying that we need to know ourselves. We need to understand our strengths. We need to know our persuasions and look for our passions, what makes us tick. And then, the one I had talked about earlier, our values are the ones that dictate the limits of what we can do and what we cannot do. And they're the ones that dictate, especially when we find ourselves in a place where there is compromise and we say, I'm not going beyond there. I live on this other side. You know, those ones, they're the ones that now help you become influential in your own space and create the impact that you can in your sphere of influence.
All right, so there are things you can control, there are things you cannot, you have no control over. We're going to go deeper into that. But remember, as much as we're speaking about life transitions, feel free to make